Hello, and welcome to episode number 4 of All Over the Place. I am Jason, and this is my podcast. I've been a little busy, so haven't really got to record. Have finals coming up, so been grinding away at school, and then Call of Duty kind of takes over, and then family, and things happen. And I know, if you know me, I always have some kind of drama going on, and that is the same. I wasn't allowed to see my kids this weekend, so that kind of sucks. But hey, what can you do as a man but bend over and take it, because that's the way the system works, right? That men just have to take it, and there's nothing we can do about it. So we can complain, we can cry, but nobody cares, right? But mental health, super important. If you're not a man, especially a dad, nobody cares, right? So, anyways, I'm a little off topic. I don't want to get too into that because I'm tired of just getting pages of venom about how I'm a crappy dad because of what I say on my podcast, which whatever. So I won't even talk about it. I'm not even going to talk about it because I'm just not trying to hear it anymore. I don't want my kids taken from me again in that sense, not in a legal sense, in a vindictive sense. Anyways, so I wanted to start with talking about, since I'm talking about school and everything, adult ADHD and kind of the struggles and realizations I've had, which has been kind of crazy. Um, I did find out I had it only a few years ago. I kind of knew, but was like, whatever. And everybody was kind of like, oh, that's just Jason, And I learned pretty quick that a lot of my behaviors are tied into my mental health issues, which kind of makes it tough because you have this like identity crisis. Like people know me for the ADHD side and the manic side and the let's party, let's do this, let's do, like, like when I'm hype and I'm being the funny guy and good time. They don't know the laying in bed side and the crippling, like so much to do, can't do anything, and a lot of that kind of stuff. So it's weird because it's like, am I the mental health conditions or are they me? It's kind of like a weird blurred line where you're kind of like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of thing. And it's made it tough, I guess, because I don't know where one starts and the other ends. Like I always thought in school, I was an idiot. I was like, I'm just stupid. I just don't know what I'm doing. I just don't know how to do it. Same with adulting, like how do I adult? I don't know. I haven't had my meds in a few weeks because of some shipping issues from PA, and I don't have my things transferred over. So I've noticed it affecting me a lot more lately. Um, I'm way more fatigued. I am very up and down. There's a lot of highs and lows, especially with like bipolar. And it could be days at a time, weeks at a time, sometimes not that long. And it's just hard to figure out what's what. But I have gotten better at identifying, like, oh, okay, I'm down because of my chemical imbalance in my brain, not because of, oh, woe is me. Like, don't get me wrong, there are things that can trigger it. And that's what right now is really hard, is trying to overcome the constant triggers that I'm getting and not just staying in bed all day or not being a certain way to people. And I did talk about that on the last one about not being jaded and everything. And I try to keep that in the back of my mind of like, okay, chill. Can't control what they do. Can only control what I do. Like Andy in the office, I'm Drew now. So I'm trying to figure it out. But it's been tough. One thing that was kind of funny is I had this insurance waiver for school that they were like, yeah, you got to fill this out or you're going to be paying like $500 at the end of the semester. And I was like, oh, shit. All right, let me get the information. And I got the information to do it. And then I just didn't do it. I had an issue with my password. I had an issue with my email. I had an issue, like all these little problems that like were probably easy to overcome, but not for me, if that makes sense. I literally did it then like the hour before it was due, and I had like a month to do it. And it's just little things like that that get really frustrating. The procrastination is way worse, and my prioritization is worse. I forget a lot more stuff. Um, so a lot of times I struggle with that. One thing I have been trying to overcome lately is that that victim mentality, like, especially because, I mean, I don't want to be this guy, but I feel like I'm in my circumstances right now, financially, physically, everything like that, not because of anything in particularly that I did wrong. Nothing that I actually did, but like a product of things that have happened to me and not things that I have made happen, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to get out of that mindset of like, this isn't fair, because it's not. But at the same time, it's not fair for anybody. Everybody has something that's not fair. Everybody has something that's not going their way, and they know it's not their fault, and there's nothing they can do about it. But here we are. We're all here. We're all trying to figure it out. But the worst thing you can do is be like, oh, poor me. Oh, this is BS. I shouldn't be sitting here having to deal with this. You're right. You shouldn't. But at the end of the day, you do. You do. You have to deal with it, and there's nothing you can do about it. So that's really tough. And I did glance over this real quick, but it kind of ties into it where with the adult ADHD, where I'll have like hyper focus, where like one day I can have this unmatched grind, like no one can get on my level of how hard I'm working. I'll go to the gym for like 3 hours. I'll crush my diet. I'll come home. I'll write a paper. I'll bang out a quiz, get 100. I'll go play Call of Duty. I'll be up all night. Like, and it's still kind of manic too. A lot of times when I get the hyper focus, it's tied into when I get a manic episode. Like that's, I don't know how to explain it, but it also, on the flip side, I can have like an unmatched laziness, like where I can just lay in bed for a week straight, not give a shit, or I can just lay around all day, do nothing, come home, just go in my room and watch TV, whatever, while I'm staying in this luxurious attic. It's just wild. And with that, with school and ADHD and everything and the victim mentality, it took me so long, even now, that I still have to remind myself, like, I'm like, damn, I'm 34 and I'm going to college with these 18-year-old kids, and we're going for the same thing. I have a family. I have 3 kids, a wife, a dog, cat, a bird. Like, like I got a lot of shit going on. And I was just thinking about, like, it's never too late to change what you want to do, find your happiness, I guess. Like, you can always switch up what you're doing. And it took me a long time to learn that, because I used to just sit there like, oh, I hate this job. I'm working maintenance. I'm sick of doing oil changes. I'm sick of filling out this paperwork of a machine that I don't give a shit about. Like, I used to do it every day, and I just hated it, hated it, hated it. The pay was great. The work was not hard. It was easy, but I just wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. And I did tell my wife before I got injured that I was going to go back to school, and it just happened to work out. I mean, I know I'm repeating myself from last episode, but I just wanted to reiterate, like, you're never too old to chase your dreams. My sister said, what'd she say? I don't remember the age she used, but she was like, a few months ago when I was like, my bank account was frozen, I was in tears on the phone with her, and she was like, I wasn't 36 or 35 till I got my shit together. Don't worry, there's time. And like, I just think of that a lot. Like, there's always time to get your shit together. When it's not together, you can get it together. It's okay. It's not going to go anywhere. It's still your shit. Like, you just can't give up, and you can't just settle. Like, that's one thing that I would never do, despite even when I'm in my laziness or when I'm in my fatigue, whatever, depression, whatever. I can't settle for like things I'm not happy with. I can't settle for a situation I'm in and I want to get out. It just doesn't happen to me. And I think where I'm at now, the hardest part about where I'm at and where I want to be is just how it affects my kids. I know the twins are too young to understand. They're only 4. But like Violet, she's 7. She'll be 8 in a few months, and she understands what's going on. She knows we live apart because we can't afford a place or can't find a place. She knows what's happening. And we're driving the other day, and I just, like, we talked in the car, and I was just like, hey, so what do you want for Christmas? And she said, I want a place for I want a place for my family to live and be together. And that broke my heart. Like, and she says it a lot. And she cried last weekend because of it, and she said she just wishes that we had our own place because we don't, and we have to live with family, and it's really hard and it sucks. And I feel so bad because she has to go through this like we do, but she's a little kid. She doesn't get it. She doesn't know what's happening. She knows I hurt my back. She knows I don't have the job anymore, and she knows I'm in school, but she doesn't know why we don't have an apartment. She doesn't know why we don't live together. Like, that's the hardest thing about this. And I know the twins don't know yet. One day, maybe they will. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll remember. I don't know. But I know Violet will. And I know she sees this now. And I just hope she doesn't think it's forever. And I hope she knows that if she's in this situation, she can get out too. And that's like my motivation, that like my kids can see no matter how hard it is and no matter the situation you're in, you can get out of it and you can change it. Like, getting a little emotional about it because it's tough. Like, it's what I've been going through has been real tough. And I think that's why I haven't recorded in a while too, because it's even hard to talk about. Like, I don't like talking about it. It's tough. It's tough to even talk about. And like, some days I just think like it's so hard to not give up. But my kids are why I don't give up. Like, the issues that I have with my ex, I want to give up. I wish I could, but I can't give up seeing my kids. I can't give up on my kids. The issues I have with money and my mental health and everything, I want to just give up because it's hard sometimes, and it's hard to even get help, and I don't want to do it anymore, and I'm fucking exhausted every day. Mentally, I'm drained, and I just hate that my kids have to see it, especially Violet, because she sees it more and she's older. So yeah, it makes it tough. Like, I just hope that other people can see this and see like I'm going through it. You're going through it. We're going through it. No matter how tough it is, you got to keep going through it, because whether you have kids or not, there's somebody looking at you. There's somebody wanting you to get through to the other side, whether it's your parents, whether it's a girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever. You can't just give in and give up, because you got someone counting on you. And I try to remind myself of that every day. And I didn't think this episode was gonna get to me like this. This is kind of fucking shit. uh yeah, it's tough, and I don't even know where else to go with this episode anymore, because I wasn't expecting to get this emotional. But I guess to switch topics, I'm hyped that Desmond Ritter is starting next week, you know? I've little like wellness check with me. I've been alcohol free. Thursday will be 3 weeks. Haven't been drinking. Been doing what I can on my diet. I've probably cheated 3 times in the past 2 weeks, maybe 4. But I'm doing my best. I'm trying to get my cardio in, get my workouts in with what I can with my back situation. And even that, like, I know there's a lot of people who are like, I can't do it because I have this injury or that injury. You just got to figure out what you can do. You got to figure out what works, whether it's walking or doing a bike or like picking up a gallon of milk, like anything. You just got to figure it out and move. And I feel like I struggled with that for a long time, because I was like, no, I used to curl 70s. I could do a hammer curl 70 pounds, no problem. And now I'm doing 15s and 20s, and it's humbling, that's for sure. And I'm scared to hurt my back again, but I know I have to be active to get my back to feel better. Same thing if you want to lose weight or you want to do anything, you just gotta just get the wheels going, get things moving. And that's kind of been the hardest part. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot for today. I just kind of wanted to record something and get some stuff off my chest. I'll probably get a text about it, about making fun of me again, or calling me out for something. I don't know. I'll probably get the shit like I always do. But I got to get it out there because I know there's people that can relate. That's what I do this for. I do it for me to vent, and I do it for whoever's listening to listen. I'm trying to just be open, honest, and real. And if you got any questions, you can ask me. There's plenty of sides to the story. You can ask me my side, and I will gladly tell anyone who wants to listen. I'm an open book. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for today. Quick 15 minutes. Hopefully these will get longer the more I get going. I'm just trying to figure it out, trying to be at least consistent. So if I can just get 15 a week, that's good with me, I am gonna have my first guest very soon, maybe the next episode. Rito. I've had a few requests for guests, and I've ignored them, not because I don't like you, not because I don't want you on here, but I'm trying to get my feet wet first. And I'm trying to only have people on here who understand what I'm trying to do, because I don't know who knows what I'm trying to do. And I'm not trying to use mental health or anything like that as like a way to get, like, I'm not using it for clout or whatever. I'm being me, I'm being honest, I'm being open. And I don't know who's out there who's listening or watching or whatever who wants to get on here, and they're not. I just don't know. So for now, I only like to record with people that I know and that I talk to every day. Talk to Rito every day. Talk to Jordan every day. Like, like my friends I talk to every day. Um, but you can reach out and tell me, hey, here's what I want to talk about. Here's what I want to do. And if it's in the same wheelhouse and we can get on the same page, then sure. But if there's just a message that just says, hey, can I jump on your pod? I'm not gonna do it. It's not gonna happen like that. And I'm not even that many people are watching. So don't get offended. Like I don't get that many views. Um so I'm sorry for this one being a little, you know, compacted and weird, but it's all over the place, because I am all over the place. That's just who I am. It's what I do. So I'm sorry. Thank you for tuning in, and hopefully within a week I'll have another episode out so I can be a little more consistent and timely. Check out Basic Boys Podcast. We got a new episode dropping, and we're going to be recording another episode this week. So that's coming out soon. And thank you to anyone who follows, supports, listens. Even if you don't comment or like or subscribe, I hope you do. But if you don't, I still appreciate it, because if one person gets something out of this other than me, I've done what I'm trying to do. So if you're going through it, keep going through it. If you're not, congratulations. One day you might go through it. So safety first. All right. So that's episode 4. Peace.